16 people shot since the 4th. That number not only troubling for city leaders, but also community members. In a letter to parents, Haverhill High School principal Glenn Burns said, "We missed the mark." And today, parents expressed mixed emotions about that homework assignment. If you look closely, you can still see paint residue on this cruiser. The officer was inside responding to a call at the time of this attack. Chief Fanier concerned these type of pranks could have deadly consequences. Homeowner Evelyn Marraro tells me she tried to rescue her mother-in-law, but the fire was blocking her entrance. Her, along with her 3 grandchildren, were able to make it out safely, while firefighters had to rescue her mother-in-law from her 3rd-floor apartment. Yeah, it appears that van was coming down Goldsmith Street. That's the street directly in front of me. That's where officials say he realized his vehicle lost its brakes. You can see skid marks in this parking lot of that van unable to stop, crashing directly into this loading dock. The impact of that crash ripping the loading dock right off of its structure.
Tashanea Whitlow is live in Fitchburg with the story.
Lisa and Liam, for the family's privacy, we're not going to show you them, but I will tell you they're sitting directly across the street from a place they used to call home with whatever items they were able to save after this fire destroyed their home. This community devastated that someone would walk into a place of worship with a gun and shoot 2 people.
The Pelham Police Department received a call for an active shooter at the New England Pentecostal Church.
A wedding interrupted by gunfire.
It's very nerve-wracking.
Police say 37-year-old Dale Holloway walked into a Pelham, New Hampshire church and shot 2 people and injured another. Meanwhile, parishioners watched in disbelief as they arrived for a funeral service for slain minister Luis Garcia.
It was the celebration of our friend, Luis Garcia. He sadly passed away by homicide just about a week. We just came and we just found that all this police, all this chaos.
Luis was shot, and now there's a shooting at his church.
Howard Augustine lives across the street.
It just seems like a coincidence that all of a sudden now something happened up there that involved this church, and now you have this happening over here.
Outside the church, people consoled one another as they search for answers.
When I hear that, that was even more surprising for us to know that something happened, that probably another person was being shot there.
Augustine was doing yard work at the time of the shooting and says he didn't hear anything.
And that church is pretty well insulated because they play music over there on Sundays and you never hear anything over there.
The Attorney General and the state police are handling this investigation. In Pelham, New Hampshire, Tashanea Whitlow, CBS in Boston. Cantor has received support from Boston Mayor Marty Walsh and Cambridge's Mayor Mark McGovern. Now, despite those threats, the Boston Celtics Center telling reporters he will not be silenced. Boston Celtics center and basketball star Enes Kanter says he was harassed outside of a Cambridge mosque Friday afternoon by men from his home country of Turkey. He was with his teammate Taco Fall. Now the Turkey native is an outspoken critic of current Turkish President Erdogan for what he calls undemocratic and dictator-like ways of leading. Kanter says this is the first time he's ever experienced something like this here in the U.S. This 3-alarm fire caused about $1 million in damage and forced a busy section of Washington Street to be closed for hours. But for the families that live here, they're just all thankful to be alive.
I was holding my youngest sister, and she was just crying. She kept asking, "Where's Mom? Is Mom coming out?"
Mom, along with nearly 40 other people, are safe after a fire ripped through their apartment complex and an adjacent home Thursday afternoon.
We had heavy fire showing immediately from the rear porches, extended into all of the floors 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the rear.
I told her to grab my 6-year-old sister and rush outside. I pushed them out first.
Yvonne Vasquez was getting a haircut. She rushed into the burning building without hesitation.
The mother grabbed one little girl and I had the other one, and I'm concerned there's more children in this building.
This mother of 5 was home with 3 of her children. Says she's no stranger to starting over.
I came here from Florida because I had a stroke and we lost everything. And we came here to try to start over. And here we are, we lose everything again.
It was hard enough trying to get ourselves back the first time. We had to go through a lot of stuff, just making a lot of sacrifices for everything.
Red Cross is assisting those families with finding a place to stay tonight. Meanwhile, this fire is under investigation. In Roxbury, Tashanea Whitlow, WBZ News.
I have
have the best seat in the house. Now, I know this is an extremely close shot, but behind me, or better yet, in front of me, are the elite runners. This race started 3 minutes and 53 seconds ago. These guys are catching up really fast. I'm riding on the back of this truck. We have an official with us who's keeping timing. North Attleboro and Randolph Police Departments came together to make the sick toddler's dream of becoming a police officer a reality.
Do you, Mikey Grover?
Meet North Attleboro Police Department's newest addition, 3.5-year-old Mikey Grover, who suffers from congenital heart disease.
Perfect.
Sees a police car and policeman, before he can say mama. It was policeman, so it was pretty funny.
But there's nothing funny about what he's been through.
I'm Mikey.
Put it this way, Mikey had an 85% chance of not making it past year 1, and here he is, he'll turn 4 on April 15th.
Mikey also suffers from a rare birth defect that affects his heart and major organs. He's preparing for his 3rd open heart surgery. To give back, the family donates care bags to other sick children called Mikey's Brave Bags. When Officer Gilbert heard that, he wanted to do something for Mikey.
I just want him to remember that everyone in this room today has his back. If he ever needs anything, he can always call us.
Police officers from several communities, along with his Big Sisters cheer squad, came out to support Mikey.
He now has thousands of brothers and sisters that are looking out for him.
Along with 3 teenage sisters.
Some nights are hard when no one's home, but we've kind of learned to be there for each other with me and my sisters. So we're ready for it to be over, but we'll always support him.
And so will this community. Mikey received a badge, a new uniform, and a lifetime of memories. And the day wouldn't be complete without arresting a bad guy. An officer allowed Mikey to handcuff him and place him in a holding cell. For now, reporting in North Attleboro, Tashanea Whitlow, WBZ News.
In the last minute, Tashanea Whitlow was there when 22 movies and 58 hours of action came to an end.
A little delirious, but we're good.
For a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, fans paying $90 to experience 22 Marvel Cinematic Universe movies in 58 hours.
Maybe I'll be hallucinating at the movie when the movie starts. I don't know.
The marathon started Tuesday with Iron Man and ended Thursday evening with an early premiere of the highly anticipated Avengers Endgame.
It was a wild ride.
Showcase Cinema Deluxe Revere, one of only 12 locations in North America chosen to host the movie marathon.
Hadn't seen Captain Marvel yet, so that was pretty cool.
I got to spend time with my nephew, brought him out of school.
Despite sitting for hours, everyone seemed to enjoy themselves.
Actually, the best seats in town.
After every movie, I usually go take a short walk outside just to refresh.
So moviegoers don't miss any action. The theater offering showering stations, yoga breaks, portable cell phone charging lockers, and free food. And how much does it take to feed 150 people over 2.5 days? Well, 500 pounds of popcorn, more than 12,000 ounces of soda, 1,200 ounces of Monster Energy, and 35 whole pizzas. Fans summing up the experience as
epic.
In Revere, Tashanea Whitlow, WBZ News.